I regard it as a great honour to be here with Daw Aung San Suu Kyi on her first visit to Australia as guest of government. Daw Suu is an icon of democracy. She's suffered for her country. She's suffered for her beliefs in democratic freedoms. She has been acknowledged around the world as someone who has stood up for what I would like to think are the universal decencies and the universal aspiration to democratic freedom, and that's been recognised with the Nobel Prize. So it's very good, Daw Suu, to have you here in our country for this visit. I know you're here to talk about many things of concern to all of us, such as the need to combat disease, such as the need for appropriate developmental aid in countries that need it. It's certainly good to have you here as now someone who is able to travel and to be in your parliament. I was an opposition leader myself for 4 years. I know that position has some exhilarations and some frustrations, and let's hope as time goes by for you and your country the exhilarations are greater and the frustrations are lesser.
It's a great pleasure for me to be here, south of the equator for the first time, and to experience the hospitality and warmth of the people of Australia. There are, of course, very many Burmese here, Burmese Australians, and I'm glad to see that they all seem to feel quite at home. This, I think, is a compliment to your country as well as to the adaptability of our people. I think these days all of us have to learn to be adaptable, and we have to learn to understand each other's different cultures. But I think the aspirations of human beings remain the same. We all want peace, we want security, we want freedom. I've always said that what we hope to get for democracy in Burma is a healthy balance between freedom and security. We do not want freedom, the kind of freedom that makes all of us insecure, where everybody can do everything they like without regard to the needs of others. On the other hand, we don't want the kind of security that is provided in prisons, where you're perfectly secure and not at all free. So we need a balance, and this is what we have been fighting for in our country. The right balance between freedom and security for all our peoples, because we never forget that Burma is a nation of many peoples. Actually, the main reason for my presence here is World AIDS Day. My visit to Australia was arranged around World AIDS Day. The reason why I put such emphasis on the fight of HIV/AIDS is not just because it's a physical disease, but because it entails a lot of social discrimination. And this also we have to fight against. I was very honored to be appointed the ambassador for zero discrimination against HIV/AIDS in my country. We need to make people understand that those who are different from us are not necessarily wrong or evil, and that they do not have to be fought or opposed, that they need to be understood, because our nation is a nation of many different peoples with different aspirations. It is that much more important for us to understand that differences can be a strength and not a weakness, provided we know how to handle them, and that we look upon differences as a way of understanding one another and of expanding our horizons. Australia is one of the few countries in the world where you have built a nation out of many different peoples, out of many different cultures, and you would be able to understand the problems that we have to face in Burma, which is just starting out on the road to democracy. I need to emphasize this, that we are just starting out on the road to democracy. We are not there yet, as some people seem to assume we are. There is a lot that still needs to be done, not the least of which is amendments to the Constitution. Without amendments to the Constitution, we can never become a truly democratic society. We cannot establish a democratic system of politics and government. So this is a burning issue of the day for my country and for my people. But there are other issues, economic, social, which have to be addressed as soon as possible. I'm not. Is that a bird?
It is.
What kind of a bird is that?
It sounded like a crow.
Well, then Australian crows are louder than Burmese ones. Sorry, well, I got a little bit distracted. But I'm very pleased to be in this country where I've discovered very many things, including the fact that not very many Australians seem to know what trees they grow in their own country. Now, I think it's probably the same in my country, too. I've seen a lot of new greenery around that I've never seen before in my life, and I'm sure I will see many more things here that will be new for me and that will be valuable because it means that I shall be learning. And for me, travel should be a learning process. In fact, I think life should be a learning process, and I would like to thank all of you who have made it possible for me to learn more and more as I travel along the political path that our country is trying to choose for itself. Thank you.